Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Cute little blondies. Paige Van Zandt, where ya at? Cute little blondies are what the current women's bantamweight champion Amanda Nunes is coming out and saying the UFC wants to promote. She said the UFC wants somebody to beat her badly and take her belt so they can pretty much make another star. I will read what Amanda Nunes has to say, but first let me offer you this. Think about TJ Dillashaw. He's blonde, you know what I'm saying? He's pause. I was about to say he's a cute little blondie. Pause. You get the point though. It's not about your fucking hair color here. It's not about it's being white. You know, that's all we're missing here, which I'm gonna read. I mean, we've seen this before though from Tyron Woodley. We've seen this from Cub Swanson. Fighters coming out and feeling like real insecure about not becoming a star. Maybe they feel like they should be a bigger star. They want to be a bigger star. They want to make more money, and they're trying to figure out how. And whenever they don't see the UFC like, I guess, putting them in positions, you know, to be stars, they feel like it's the UFC's job to make them that full star. And I understand where they're coming from, because some people say, oh, well, you know, if the UFC stacks the card, that's gonna fucking turn them into a bigger star if they give them more interviews. But that's not the case, man. The UFC cannot just point at someone and make you a star. If the UFC put Amanda Nunes on ESPN for the next week straight, you know what I'm saying, that's not going to just make her a star, even though it's a huge opportunity. You've got to be able to seize the interviews, seize the opportunities. Of course the UFC would like Amanda Nunes to sell 1 million pay-per-views. Of course the UFC would like Tyron Woodley to sell 1 million pay-per-views. Cub Swanson. Why would they, you know, want one of their fighters to fail? If they can, especially in the state that they're in today, they need all the stars they can get. So you mean to tell me that the UFC is just like, nah, we only want Conor to be our star. We don't want another Ronda Rousey. That's not it, man. And a lot of people are trying to figure out what it takes to be the star, and in doing that, they get a little insecure and they point fingers at the UFC. It might be Tyron Woodley saying, hey, if it was a white fighter. It might be Amanda Nunes saying, hey, if it was a blonde fighter. It could be Cub Swanson saying, hey, maybe I'm not what the UFC's looking for. You know, what people look for a reason, you know, they don't look within themselves, and that to me, that's what it is. I mean, I've thought about it recently, like a lot of us probably have. What does it take? I mean, in the interview I did with High Roller Radio, we talked about it for a second, and I think it's the natural confidence that comes with like a Conor McGregor or a Darren Till or a Ronda Rousey or a John Jones. It's not like a forced trash talk, you know, like you've seen at a lot of the people at UFC 217. A lot of people point to like, oh, the trash talkers lost. To me, most of the trash talkers that day, Joanna, Cody Garbrandt, and Michael Bisping, it's not the same kind of trash talk. It's not the stardom trash talk. It's not the confident, hey, I'm gonna win this fight, this guy's got no business in here with me, and then I'm going on with my day. It's the, you know, oh, I'm gonna, it's like the shock value. They're trying to sell a fight with shock value. Like, oh, I fucking knocked your ass out in sparring, or you're mentally weak, or you were on steroids. It's not like, hey, man, you just don't belong. I'm too big for you. I'm too skilled for you. I'm about to whoop your ass when you step in this ring. We'll see what happens. You know, it's not that confidence. And to me, that's the biggest stars. When you look at John Jones, Conor McGregor, Darren Till's on the way up, that's what I see in them. It's being able to sell a fight, and it's not just that way. Now, and I say that because, I mean, look at Amanda Nunes. She's had the big fights. Look at Demetrius Johnson. The UFC has tried to push him, and Demetrius Johnson's somebody that I also wanted to get into in this video, because the UFC has tried to push Demetrius Johnson. A lot of the push that these fighters want, oh, I want to be on the big cards, I want to do the big interviews. That's Demetrius Johnson has had a lot of those opportunities, but it's about you to seize those opportunities. When you got a mic in front of your face, are you gonna say something that line, or are you gonna say, yeah, man, I love my family, can't wait to get home and, you know, fucking make my bed? And you know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do with those opportunities? It's not just the UFC saying Demetrius is a star, everybody, or Amanda Nunes, you're a star tomorrow. You know, in the UFC, they're a fucking fight promotion company. They're not into making stars. Yes, whenever one comes along, they're fucking thankful, but come on, how long is back in Chuck Liddell? You've heard it took a while for Chuck Liddell to catch on. So the UFC, even if you want someone to be a star, it's not that easy. But I'm going to read what Amanda Nunes had to say real quick before I elaborate. She said, "There's a point where sometimes I'd rather wait a bit and get a fight that sells. It's all about pay-per-view. Everything revolves around that, and I don't really get a part of that. I don't really fit the profile of a UFC champion." Come on, that's where it threw me off. But I don't really fit the profile of a UFC champion, but they have to do business with me even though they're never going to promote me to the level like they did Ronda Rousey or Holly Holm. They want blondies, cute little girls who fight and take pictures. Let's face it, I have to face all the girls who sell the best. They're not idiots, they know what to do. It's all about marketing. That's why it's the UFC, and that's why they're doing it. They want to get someone to beat me and to get out badly. I told them about it. I know what they want. Someone that they can really promote and make money with. Alright, I mean, of course, alright, now I'm going to respond, because you guys know I'm a bigger fan of Amanda Nunes than a lot of people. A lot of people, whenever she took slack for fucking pulling out of the first Valentina fight with sinusitis, I was one of the people defending her, and I'm still a fan of Amanda Nunes. I still think she's the best bantamweight currently on the planet. But that doesn't change away from the fact that I just disagree with fighters who come across and say it's the UFC's fault when they're not fucking turned into stars. Because to me, it's not the case. It's a two-way street. It's not just the UFC can fucking pinpoint people and pick stars. And like she said, the UFC wants people that like to fight and take pictures. Well, yeah, part of becoming a star is taking pictures, even if it's uncomfortable. I mean, you got to take a, you know what I'm saying? You got to. That's part of doing media, taking pictures, doing interviews, doing radio, just all the shit, all of that stuff that you said the UFC wants. That's part of promoting yourself. You know, cute girls who like to take pictures. It's not even about being cute. I mean, of course that helps. Of course being cute's going to help you. But you don't have to be a fucking beauty model to be the biggest star in the UFC. Are you going to get probably like Alan Jouban and fighters like this? Yeah, they'll probably get some fucking modeling sponsorships and shit for being cute, but that's not going to make you the next face of the UFC. Alan Jouban, just because he's a model for Versace, it doesn't mean that he's the fucking face of the UFC. And if you want to talk about like what is that specific look, you know, what did she say? I don't really fit the profile of a UFC champion. What the hell is that? That threw me off. What is the profile of a UFC champion? A cute little blondie? If that's the case, why the fuck was TJ Dillashaw getting skipped over for Cody Garbrandt so much? Because if I'm not mistaken, TJ Dillashaw's the blonde one there. I mean, so what? So what? You got to take out the blonde. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about your specific looks. You don't have to be blonde. You don't have to be white. You don't have to be fucking cute. But you do have to be a star yourself. You have to know how to promote yourself. You know, just because you're the champion, you're not going to fucking turn into a popularity star. The hardcore fans are going to know who you are, and even some of the hardcore fans in Amanda Nunes' case, you know, they give her slack, whether it be for pulling out versus Valentina Shevchenko. You know, I honestly thought Amanda Nunes did get some unfair criticism. Like, yo, what the fuck did Amanda Nunes do, you know, to really deserve all of this? It's like the entire MMA world for a second turned on her for pulling out of that fight. Maybe it's because it was short notice. Maybe because they thought it was just a stuffy nose. Maybe it's because some of the things Dana White said. Who knows? But either way, I'm a fan of Amanda Nunes. I don't agree with what she's saying here as far as you've got to be a cute little blonde, or we've heard this with Tyron Woodley. Oh, is it because I'm black? Cub Swanson, he said this most recently. But as I said, I mean, I'll just leave this video short because we did literally, Amanda Nunes said this a couple of weeks ago, if not a month ago, and we covered. But still, look at Demetrius Johnson. The UFC's tried to push him. They've put him on the biggest cards with the John Jones. If they made him the main event, put him on Big Fox. It doesn't turn you into a star just because you get those opportunities. People can know who you are, but you've got to be able to, once the eyes are on you, it's up to you to keep that attention. The UFC can put you in interviews. The UFC can put you on big cards. The UFC can, you know, even if you don't like taking pictures, they can have a cameraman follow you around, whatever the fuck. But whenever you got that attention, you've got to fucking keep it. And that, to me, that's what a star is. Yeah, the UFC can put put the eyes on you, but if you can't keep the eyes, that's where these people, I think, are messing up. How are you going to keep that attention that the UFC puts on you? Now, if you're saying that the UFC would never even do that, to me, that's not fair. We've seen the UFC try to build stars, but with that being said, it is what it is. I've said enough on this video. I got to get some more shit out. The UFC 218 odds just dropped finally, and I'm over $1,000 on the fake money bankroll. Fuck you, Tab Matt. So with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know the fuck you, Tab Matt, in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.